Hello everyone. Happy Hump Day. It is Wednesday, May 13th. Oh, it's such an exciting day. It's 2 more days to the weekend. Woohoo! Can't wait. It's already been a long week. So I'm popping in early today because I have a meeting conflict that just got scheduled this morning. So had to kind of change my schedule around. And yeah, we're going to go live right now. So I hope you're all seeing this. I'm just going to check my feed really quick. And I'll respond to any comments a little bit later. It's sometimes a challenge. Facebook doesn't always like to keep up with the comments, so I don't always see them. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started on the card. So, today's project is going to feature, well, it's the Boutique Blossom dies and our scallop bloom dies. Now this is part of a suite, or you can get them individually, and they do have a coordinating stamp set. So let me show you those stamp sets that coordinate with it really quick. For this Stampin' Boutique Blossoms, this is a stamp set. And oops, something popped up on my screen. Hang on please while I go and take a look. Oh, what happened now? Oh, it's always so interesting. Okay, and the stamp set that coordinates with the scallop dies is a great sentiment set. Again, this is new from our May catalog. If you don't have a catalog, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you out and send you a catalog, and I'd love to earn your business. So the suite that this is featuring, again, you can get this in individual, or you can purchase the whole suite. I am going to be using pretty much everything from the suite. Well, the dies, the designer series paper. I'm using some different embellishments other than the butterflies, but I can't wait to show you what this flower looks like. So you can kind of see it in the catalog right here, but wait till you see it in person. It's really beautiful. So we're going to get started. And this is a quick and easy card that you can do in so many different ways, different colors. I'm actually going to be using our in colors today. So I'm going to move all this out of my way. We're going to get all my bits and pieces here. I do already have most of it cut, so I can make this video a little quicker. So what I'm doing is I'm using this die right here. Now it cuts out the flower, but then it just makes these little slits in the flower. It looks really pretty. So I'm using that die and this one. So those are the two dies that I'll be using from this, along with this leaf here. And then from the scallops, I'm going to be using one of these scallops. I just love this scallop here with the little stitching in it. So I'll be using that, and I'll also be using this. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how big is that largest scallop? Well, let me show you. So this is a normal card. This is a 5.5 by 4 1/4. So this is how large that die is. All right. So you could easily make a card with just a portion of it, or you can grab the next one down, and this will actually just fit on that card. All right. But I'm going to be using this 1, 2, 3, 4th from the largest. That's what we're going to be using today. And let me move those off to the side. Again, I have all this die cut already, just to save us a little bit of time. So here is the card that we're going to be making. And again, I'm using all the in colors. I'm using the Barely Blush, the Crisp Cantaloupe, and this is Peaceful Pine. I just love that. And then the new embellishments and the new specialty paper. This Blossom specialty paper is really great because it has this gold like foiling in it. So we'll be using that. Let me share with you the inspiration I got this from. And this was from Nicole Morgan. I was in a card swap with her. A bunch of us demonstrators get together and we swap cards. So this was her design. Very similar. I just switched it out to be my flowers and my scallops. All right. Let's get going. I'm going to put my card right up here so I have it in front of me so I don't like misspeak. Let me show you the designer series paper. Now I have my little sampler right here. So these are the different patterns, and I'm showing you all the specialty side here that has the gold on it. Now, some of this background, like this background, is barely blush. This background is white. So this is our Golden Glow. And then on the other side, oh, this is some specialty too right here. But it has our Hydrangea Hue, our Crisp Cantaloupe, and our Peaceful Pine. So those are our 3 of our 5 new in colors. Let's get going on it. So on this one here, this one has a barely blush background, and on the other side it has this pretty Hydrangea Hue. We're going to be using this flower side, and I'm going to be using this to put a little flap on my envelope. I then have a piece of, well, I have lots of pieces here. Let me get them all out. All right. I've got a piece of thick, basic white cardstock. And again, if you would like this tutorial for free, sign up for my email list, and I'm going to send this out on Friday morning. So anyone who's on my email list will get this free tutorial. It'll have all the measurements. It'll have all the supplies listed so that you can get them or use things in your own stash. I have a piece of basic white that's just 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go right on top. But I'm going to be decorating this first before I adhere it, because I'm going to be popping this up with our dimensionals. In fact, let me get out my dimensionals because I didn't have them out yet. All right. Oops. Dropping stuff all over the place. There we go. Okay. Put my bone folder away. I don't need that. I'll need a pair of scissors to cut my ribbon. The colors that I'm going to be using actually are, for stamping, is just my Peaceful Pine. And then I'll be using my Peaceful Pine. Oh my goodness. That is a mouthful ribbon. And I'm just looking to see where I stashed that. Oh, right in front of me. So I'll be using this ribbon as well. All right. So we're just kind of staying with the Peaceful Pine. Yeah. I was just thinking, oh, I'm going to step it up with something else, but I'm not. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut our Designer Series paper. This is 2 inches by 5 1/4. This one's 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to adhere those two together. I like to do this in layers so that if I didn't cut evenly, I can trim it off if I would have an end sticking out there. And then I'm going to put this right onto my basic white layer here, just off to my left. Oops. Didn't quite have it lined up there. There we go. Just pressing it down. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my barely blush scallops. You can see that little stitching on there. I just think that is so pretty. So I'm going to be putting that on. Actually, before I do, I'm glad I noticed this. I need to tie my little knot. So we're just going to take our ribbon here. Now you could have your knot on whichever side you want. It doesn't really matter. For this card, I did want it on my left, just because it works out a little bit better with the way I laid out everything. So let's just get our knot there. All right. Now, if your knot is kind of backwards, you can easily swap it around. And the way you do that is you slide this out. You turn your knot over. Like that. Let me trim these ends off here. So now I have the prettier side of my knot facing up. And I'll slide that paper right back in there. I'm just curling it up. I'm not bending it. I'm just kind of curling it a little bit. And now I can position this where I want it to be. So I'm going to put it all the way almost to the left here as far as I can. And then we'll flatten that out a little bit. Okay. I'm going to slide it down just slightly. And I'm going to take my scallop now, and I'm just going to use my adhesive and put my scallop right on there. I tend to use my liquid glue more often. so I'm just going to put this right here. I want that ribbon to kind of be poking through underneath there. All right. I have my little label that I'm going to use for my sentiment. So let's grab out the sentiment. So I'm stamping "You're a Blessing to Me." So this is one of our new stamp cases. So let me show you that. It is a little bit longer than our other ones. And it's no longer the that foam. It is more like a linen kind of stamp head on there. Kind of like the ones we used to have a while ago. But it has a magnetic case, so you can pick up your bottom, keep it together. You can have it right next to each other. It'll store upside down. What I like to do with my labels is I peel the labels off and I put them in all different places so that when I'm stamping, I know exactly what color I have. Now on this one, actually the other thing I should do, I know when I pull a lot of stamps out, I have a tendency to not always know which lid goes to the right one because it's upside down, right? So now I know what lid will go there. All right, so we're going to get this inked up here. And I'm going to stamp this more to the right, just like that. I'll close that up. Oh, and here's a great thing too. So I have 3 different ones here, and notice they're all kind of sticking together. That's because they're magnetic. All right, so you can stack them up and they won't tip over. All right, so here's my "You're a Blessing to Me." And I'm going to just put this so I have a little bit of that ribbon showing above. And I'm going to go right to the, pretty much right to that edge, just a little bit over, because I know that I'm going to be putting it on my card base here. So let's just get this going. And I'm just going to put some adhesive right on this end here. And we'll put that right on. All right. Now we're going to take our 2 flowers. Oh, where's one? Where'd the other one go? It never fails. Things like to wander off my desk. Well, I may just have to show you the die cutting one out. I don't know where it went. It probably fell on the floor or something. Okay, let me grab my little mini die cut machine here. And now with the larger dies, you'll need to use your larger die cutting machine. But because I'm using my little mini one here, I can just use that as soon as I find my other plate. Oh, where did my other plate go? Here it is. Okay. And let's grab a piece of our coral here. I don't know that that one's going to be big enough. We'll see. So I'm grabbing my die right here. Oh, yes, perfect. Slide that through. So remember, when you're putting this through, you put your die, the side with the cuts, the raised edges, facing your cardstock, and then we'll just roll that right through here. Move this back right to its home. All right, so here, if I can pick the flower up, is my flower. But look at the detail on this. So it has a little bit of cut there. So if you wanted, you could pop some of that up. Let's just curl some of it up a little bit. Just to give it a little bit more dimension here. I'm just curling it, not a whole lot. And our other one here, we can do that same thing. Just in some of the spots. This one doesn't curl up as much. All right. All right. We're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of these. Just flip it over. Back of this one, I'm just going to put it right there. All right, so I've got my dimensionals. I've got those. Let's take dimensionals and put it on this. Once I have my ribbon tied, I can put it now onto my card base before I do all the other decorating. So we'll peel our backings off here. All right. We'll just center that right on the front. Now you could definitely do this in using your colored cardstock as well. Just trying to line it up here. Okay, so we've got that done. Now I'm going to put this away because last night I lost one of the pieces. Yeah, it fell in the little bin that's under my desk, and I was driving myself crazy trying to find it. All right, I'm going to take my leaf sprig here, and I'm just going to dot. Oop, that's a little bit much. Well, that's going to be tucked under something. I'm just going to put a couple little dots on here. And I'm just going to slide that right here. Don't worry, no one's going to see that piece. It'll be covered. All right. I'm going to take my larger flower and I'm just going to turn it so it's not covering my sentiment. So just, you know, twist and turn, or you can, you know, even go reverse. I think we'll go reverse this time. So go ahead and peel off this one. Like I said, I just don't want to cover up my sentiment. And then this one will tuck right here. Move it over a little bit. All right. Now we're ready for our embellishments here. So I've got that. I might take a pick tool. And I'm going to go ahead and use my crisp cantaloupe. And you can put as many on as you would like. All right. I used all my green. Otherwise, I'd use my green on there. All right, now our card is actually finished. So on the inside, you could stamp, let's see, what are the other things on here? Happy birthday, wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness, and love. You know what? That would be really sweet. Let's stamp that on the inside. And we're going to make it a birthday card, because it's always fun to have birthday cards, right? I mean, think about how many cards you make most often. I mean, I make a ton of Christmas cards, but I probably make more thank you and birthday cards than anything. All right. All right. So I've got the wishing you a day. Now I'm going to stamp it. I like to do this because I don't always stamp straight. So if I put my, okay, here we go. If I put my stamp at an angle, I find that I actually stamp straight. I know it sounds kind of goofy, but it works for me. All right, so ink that up. Now when you first stamp the first time out of the block with your new stamps, sometimes it doesn't stamp fully. So I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper here. And just looking for a scrap. All right, here we go. Yeah, just a scrap piece here. And I'm going to stamp it a couple times. All right. There we go. It kind of, there's usually a little film, so I like to either stamp and then clean it, or I'll stamp it in Versamark and then stamp. Okay, so wishing you a day of relaxation and happiness and love. And then we'll stamp our birthday. So put that there. And now we'll say happy birthday. Nice little scripty font on here. And we'll do happy birthday. Now, look how easy it is. Now I just have to sign my name. All right. I love when I have insides that kind of finish that card off for me, and I'm ready to go. So many times when I'm doing my lives, I forget to do the inside, but I'm like, no, I've got to do the inside because I need to use this actually this weekend. Oh, and speaking of this weekend, I can't wait. Sunday is going to be our new product party. I'm having speaking problems today. Getting my words out is hard. So we're having a new product party on Sunday. It's going to be an all-day event. I'm going to kick it off in the morning with our coffee hour. We'll have a lunch hour, and then we'll have a happy hour. And each of those 3 segments, I'm going to be making 2 different cards or 2 different projects each. And you'll be able to actually get that card, the project class, for free. Or you can order it. I'll have the different specials available then. And I'll be sharing some of my upcoming classes that I'm going to have. And you guys can all register ahead of time for those classes. Registration for that Sunday's class kit will be sent after the live. Just because there's no way you'd get it in time if I had sent it out now. All right, so I'm going to just put some adhesive here. Just like this. And then I'm going to take my designer paper, and I'm using the coordinating paper as the front of my, oh, this one's a little different. Hold on. Let me get the same paper. Let me see if I actually have a big enough piece. 1, 2, 3. I do think I have a piece. Oh, wait, what's in the back of it? Let me just see what's on the back. Okay. I've been doing a lot of projects. Can you see? So I may not have a large enough piece. Okay, we're just going to go with this coordinating one. So I'm just going to line that up with the top of my envelope there. Before I press it down, I do like to flip my envelope over just to make sure that I'm getting my whole envelope covered, my flap covered. And then I'm going to take my snips and I'm just going to trim it out. Great way to use your scraps. So it's like I'm going to say it's like a 2 1/4 by 6 inch strip that you need to do your envelope flaps. Well, at least the Stampin' Up envelopes. All right. Okay. All right, so now I have a perfectly coordinating envelope with my card, and I am all set and ready to go. There we go. Sorry. All set and ready to go, and I can keep making more and more. I'm using all my scraps. So what a great way to keep using all of your products that you have. And you know what? I'm just looking at this. I'm going to add a couple more. Let's just do it because I don't want to end the video. I don't want to have to go back to work. Do you ever have days like that where you just don't want to go back to work? All right. Put one there. And put one right here. Okay. I kind of like that. All right. Well, thanks for joining me today on their lunch break. Hope you have a great, wonderful day. And I hope to see you on Sunday. I'll be posting later this evening about the details, how you can join me. I do copy it up to Facebook. YouTube, so my YouTube fans will be able to see it as well. Again, make sure that you're on my email list so that you get your free tutorial on Friday. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. Take care and have a great day.